And welcome back. This is episode 32, I think. Jeez, that's gone quick. Anyways, I'm Kris, and you have Dan in the bottom right, looking beautiful as ever. Actually, handsome as ever, because you're handsome Dan Park. Yeah. So how you doing, man? What's going
I'm
on?
good, bro. I'm good. I'm just feeling a bit tired. Just did a couple of rounds at the gym.
Yes,
It's my gym. It's good fun.
scammer. I was supposed to be there as well, wasn't I? But I kind of bailed on you. But oh well,
That's fine.
it's okay. It's okay. I'll be there tomorrow. We still keen for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's good.
That sounds good to me as well. I'm excited for that. Anyways, so GSP retired today. We're not gonna talk about that because we'll do a separate video for that with Peter involved as well, because obviously Peter's the biggest GSP fan on the planet. So we're just gonna brush over the fights that happened last week between Cain and Ngannou, and we'll talk about. Oh, also there was the Bellator cards. We can briefly brush on that as well if you want. And obviously the fight's coming up this week between Santos and Blachowicz, Jan Blachowicz, however you say his name. So I'm going to talk about them. Does that sound good to you?
It sounds
You
great.
excited for that? You pumped? I'm pumped. I'm really excited. All right, so go over last week's card, but there was only one real fight to go over on that. Do you agree, or was there more? Can't actually
Yeah,
remember.
there was a few fights that I watched. I liked. I really enjoyed watching the Bellator card actually. But yeah, aside from that, from the UFC, Gracie, I always love it when high level grapplers come in. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm even delighted.
Delighted, yes. Brilliant.
Delighted to see Gracie find the UFC. And aside from that, there were a few bangers. Brian Barberina, Vincent, that was a good slug. Paul Felder, that was I was really happy with his performance. Francis Ngannou and Cain Velasquez, that was very interesting. You called that. I did not believe you. I did not believe it at all.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm glad that you're acknowledging the fact that I called that, because I was actually kind of upset that we didn't do a podcast on it, because I did some serious, like, frustrating research on that fight, just going over, like, all their past fights. And yeah, the main thing I came up with, as I said to you, is Kane's worst, like, part of every fight that he's in is the first minute and a half. But Francis Ngannou's best moment of every fight is, say, the first minute and a half. Like, he's normally going to hurt you in the first minute and a half, and then the rest of the fight's going to pretty much take place of how that went.
Mm.
Or like what happened with Stipe. Stipe got clipped early, but he was still able to continue on. But his bet that Ngannou's best moments of that fight were the first minute and a half. So the whole question is, can Cain take the punch? And it turns out, well, Cain, to starters, Cain had a horrible game plan. I don't know what he was doing, throwing a whole bunch of naked leg kicks and crazy head kicks and whatnot. I don't know what his plan was. I guess he just didn't want to get punched. But you throw naked leg kicks, and a lot of the time you get punched because you're not setting anything up. You're just throwing a leg kick. It's easy to telegraph, throw a punch over the top. And yeah, well, that's it. What I predicted kind of happened. The whole knee injury thing, I think that's a bit overstated. I mean, the knee injury did happen, but that happened because he got clipped and he got put, like, it's a flash knockout. It happens. Like, he may not have been knocked out, but he got knocked down. His lights got put out for a split second. His body dropped, and then he quickly came to, and he's like, "Holy shit!" And he's like, "Oh fuck, my knees fucked." So it happens a lot. A lot of the time, people come back from that. Had his knee not blown out, he probably could have come back from that, but his knee did blow out as a result of the knockout. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he got clipped, and because he got clipped, his knee blew out. Like, that was definitely a factor.
Mm.
But aside from that, I was not impressed by Cain Velasquez's performance. And that GSP retired.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. No, he like, he looked really slow as well, didn't he? It was ploddy. He was just throwing leg kicks to start off the fight. I don't know, like, not setting them up in any way. It just looked so weird. And then when he tried to grapple or try to initiate the clinch, he just ran with his hands down into the uppercut.
Mm. Yeah, you're showing me a still of it, which is it looks pretty bad.
Yeah, like I don't know if he felt a bit of the power and he kind of just freaked out and thought, "Fuck it, I gotta clinch up because this shit's scary." I don't blame the guy. I don't blame the guy. I mean, like looking at Ngannou scares me, let alone if I had to get fucking beat up by the guy.
Mm.
So I can't imagine what it was like in there with him. So yeah, it is what it is. He came back after what 2.5 years. So now we've
Yeah.
got now sea level Cain and good leg Cain. Those are the two best Cains that we have. But bad leg Cain and what altitude Cain? No deal. Can't have any of that. Ah well.
Aside from that, let's acknowledge the fact. Just backtrack a bit and acknowledge that GSP retired. We will have a full podcast later on with the biggest GSP nut hugger, Peter. He loves vagina. But yeah, I love vagina. And yeah, so but going back to that, regarding last card, I watched the Bellator card. I really enjoyed the Michael Page and Paul Daly fight. I thought it was really interesting how Paul Daly was very, very tentative, didn't want to strike at all. Considering the fact that he booed his own fight against John Flick, going, "What is happening? Like, why am I being wrestled?"
He did, didn't
You
he?
know what I mean?
Full on booed it.
Oh, it was one of the funniest things to watch.
Oh man.
But I decided not to stand in bag with Paul. I mean, with Michael Venom Page, and just try to wrestle the whole time. And if Paul Daly gets you down, right?
Yes.
Pretty much everyone else can. So Michael Venom Page, depending on what the betting status are, I'm putting a lot of money on Douglas Lima. I think Douglas Lima, or like even John Fitch or Neem Gracie, or like I think they're going to destroy MPV.
I I I
MVP.
I gotta follow you up on that just quickly. Lima is not taking anyone down. Lima loves to strike. Lima likes to show that he is the best striker. Like he's fought a number of strikers and not once taken them down.
But
So
you're an idiot. You'd be an absolute
hey,
idiot.
I
Just
don't
try.
I don't disagree with you, but if you think you're the best at something, like you're gonna want to prove it. Someone like Paul Daly is shorter, like he's a bit stockier, getting in that range a little bit harder, and he's mainly got punches. He throws kicks and knees and whatnot, but his main strength are his punches. So obviously, that's gonna be a bit harder to use on MVP. So he uses takedowns. But someone like Lima, I don't know, he throws everything. So he's gonna want to prove that. He always goes on about how he's the best striker. He fought Larkin standing and beat him in a decision, so he's got a lot of confidence there. So I assume he's going to do the same thing. So what I'm trying to say is MVP has been put on the best side of this bracket for his skill set. Had he been put on the other side of the bracket, he would have got mauled because it's a whole bunch
Yeah.
of wrestlers. So like you got all the strikers fighting each other, and then you've got all the wrestlers fighting each other. So it's going to the main like the final is going to be consistent of a striker and a wrestler. I don't know if Bellator meant to do this, but they've done this because you had the two best like say wrestler and jiu-jitsu artists face each other first off in Neiman Gracie and what's the wrestler's name?
He's a good guy. I forgot what his name was though.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But then you got John Finch, John Fitch, who's a phenomenal wrestler in his own right, and then you got Rory McDonald, who he does everything, but he does initiate the takedowns when he needs to. So if he fights a striker, he takes him down. If he fights a wrestler, he strikes with him. So you've got all those guys on one side, then you got the strikers on the other side. So I know I just thought of that before, and I just thought that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a very good perception. That's awesome.
So, but yeah, MVP's been put on the bet. If he got put on the other side, he would have been out first round.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? If I'm Douglas Lima and I saw what Paul Daly did, I'm not gonna fucking be an idiot and try to prove a point. Fuck that. I'm taking down MVP, getting paycheck, done. End of story.
Yeah, well that's if you weren't confident that you could beat him standing. Of course, that's what you're gonna do.
Even then, it's like an easy way to win. Why would you not take it?
An easy way to beat Koreshkov would have been to take him down in any one of the 3 fights they had. Same with Larkin, but that's actually I need to go back and look at Lima's record a little bit better. I've got to type it in. 1 sec. Have a look at his record, because I'm pretty sure he's fought mainly strikers recently. Oh, he fought Rory McDonald, lost to him. But yeah, Koreshkov, Larkin, Koreshkov, Daly. Didn't take any of those guys down. Wouldn't you take Daly down? I mean, a guy that's got such a powerful left hook is like, well, he can't hit me with that if he's on his back. But no, I'm going to stand and I'm going to bang with him. I'm going to beat him doing that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I hope you're right, because then, we get to see fireworks.
Yeah, well, I assume, that's going to be a much more fun fight than Paul Daly fight. But hey, Paul Daly pulled off some Khabib moves with his little triangling of the legs and holding the arm behind the back. I thought that was pretty impressive. I only watched the fight till the second round.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Alright, moving on. Let's go to the fight night. UFC fight night.
I just quickly want to brush on a couple more fights from last week. Renan Barão fought. Unfortunately, he lost again via KO. It was pretty brutal.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
He did well in the first round. Problem is, he's fighting these guys that aren't even in like the top 15, and he's getting KO'd by them. So it's getting really bad. Luke Sanders, he's good, but he's lost to guys like Uri Quint. His name, Yuri Alcantara or something like that. So he's not really up there. So losing to him. And how old's Renan Barão now? The big
man.
He's 32, and he's only won 2 of his last 4, 6, 7, 8. 2 of his past 9 fights.
You look at his fight with TJ Dillashaw, man. That destroyed him.
That was one of those beatdowns that just took something from him. So I know that's a little thing that kind of went under the radar that I just wanted to quickly bring up. Nick Lenz, Nick Lenz fought. I always like seeing him get a win. Kron Gracie, man, did you see what he did to initiate the clinch?
What did he do?
He did the Gracie stomp. He did the fucking Gracie stomp. I kid you not. He Gracie stomped and used that to make him step back, and as he's stepping back, he grabbed a hold of him. I was like, what? That still works. That worked in UFC 1. And it's working here now against a decent guy in Alex Correct. How do you say his surname? Caresses?
I guess.
Or Bruce Leroy, as he calls himself.
Yeah, I like that name. He's actually fun to watch.
He's fun. He's not the best fighter. He made a good run at bantamweight. He's undersized at featherweight.
He loses to anyone decent. But he's just fun to watch. He's very dynamic. I like him.
Well, he had a really good fight against what's his name? Rodriguez. He lost a split decision, which I personally thought he won. It was
that's
really
interesting.
close. That was a great fight.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that. That was a good fight. I liked it.
It was pretty much 2 guys just throwing ridiculous kicks for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 punches were thrown. Everything else was like jumping, spinning, fucking stupid kicks. It was great. I want to watch that fight again. I might watch that before I go to bed. Yeah, anyways, Kron Gracie and his stomp. I thought that was amazing. Oh, and another thing that he did to score the choke. Like, when you go for the rear naked choke and they're defending that side, so you kind of like, while they're attacking the choking arm, you slip the opposite arm under the neck as they're trying to defend that initial choking arm. So then you slip it under, and then you go for the rear naked on the opposite side.
Yeah.
As he was trying to do that, instead of like he grabbed the inside of his own glove and pulled it all the way across. So by the time that Caresses realized what was going on, the choke was already elbow deep.
Nice.
It was really fucking sneaky. And then Caresses was trying to rip the so you got the choking arm obviously around the neck, and then you've got the other arm that you grab in the bicep. So the bicep arm, you know, normally if the choke's on, you pull that down because it's harder to choke with one arm. It's possible, but it's fucking difficult to choke a rear naked style with one arm.
Mhm.
So he's pulling that arm down, and all Kron did to stop that was, with the choking hand, he put his hand on top of Kris's hand and just flicked it off. He didn't rip it off, he flicked it and quickly went back to the choke.
Interesting.
It was fucking sneaky, man. It was sneaky. I loved it. Anyways, that's all we'll say about that. Yeah, we'll quickly move on to Paul Felder and James Vick. That was a good fight. I enjoyed that. Watching Paul Felder get a win, I always enjoy that. Vick, he still has upside, but I don't know. He just needs to work. His only defense to blocking punches is moving his head back.
Which is not good enough.
No, it's not. I mean, like he uses his jab. Well, I honestly thought that this fight could go two ways. Either Paul Felder's going to dominate in the striking with like just a lot of pressure, or Vic's going to hide behind a jab the entire fight, which is what he's done in a number of fights, and it's worked really well for him. But yeah, he kind of, I don't know, Felder dropped maybe one round, but I could have seen him winning all the rounds. He was pretty aggressive, like throughout. Like, had a lot of offense, and Vic had very little offense. Plus, he fucked up Vic's leg bad with those leg kicks. He's got killer leg kicks, man. Plus, he had a collapsed lung in that third round.
Oh yeah, that's bad. That's very bad.
How fucked is that? So he fought a third round with a collapsed lung and won that round.
How tough is he? Jesus Christ.
Man, he's a psycho. Like, he's supposed to be doing commentary at this event this coming weekend, but he can't because he's still in hospital. So, yeah, that was pretty brutal. And as you said,
good on him.
Yeah, good on him. As you said, Luque and Barberina, god damn, did they put on a wall. That was just rock 'em, sock 'em. Barberina just took shot after shot after shot and just kept on firing back. Man, that was a good stoppage as well, considering, like, it only had 6 seconds left in the fight. I thought that was a great stoppage. It was out. Alright, let's move on to next week's, to this weekend's card now, yeah? Overall,
Okay.
overall, I thought last week's card was pretty damn good. I enjoyed the whole thing. Okie dokies. So, this fight is not as sexy as the previous one. I mean to say this fight. This card is not as sexy as the previous one, but it's still a good card. Still better than UFC fucking Melbourne that we had the other week. I mean, at least these guys have Wikipedia pages. Alright, so prelims, not really much to look at. So we'll just go to the main card. John Dodson and Peter Yan. I'm pretty excited for that one because John Dodson, like high pace, high energy, very like defensive and counter strike-ish. But Peter Yan, man, we both saw him for the first time on that Singapore card, I think it was, wasn't it? With Cowboy and Edwards.
Yeah, I rate Peter. I rate him a lot.
Yeah, that was when we saw him, and that's when he beat your boy, Ishihara. So
I don't rate Ishihara. I looked at him from the first time. I'm like, yeah, he's a can. I don't know what the fuck he's doing in the UFC.
Oh man, that's why he's your boy, because you love him. Anyways, I'm going Peter Yan in this one.
Yeah, I like John. I like him a lot. I think he's good, but over the hill. Not in his prime anymore. In his prime, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have been. Plus, he's a flyweight. He's not a very big bantamweight. He's super fucking short.
Yeah.
And how tall is he? He is 5'2".
Yeah. Yeah, small guy.
Jesus, 5 foot. And Peter Yan is 5'7". And he's He's a decently thick 5'7" as well. So yeah, this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna be a bit of a walkover for Peter Yan. Like John Dodson's gonna move around. It can be hard for Yan to initiate, but eventually he's gonna put the pressure on and put a bit of a hurt on Dodson. I think probably not a finish, but I think a pretty dominant decision. Liz Carmouche is fighting. That's always fun because it's like watching Uriah Faber. John Vellante. He's always in fun fights. But he doesn't really win very often, but he's always in fun fights. But I think apparently he's going to take more of a wrestling approach for this fight because he's been
Okay.
going too crazy in all his other fights. And he's just going for exciting fights, but it's like apparently he's got really good wrestling. So overall, if you combine the two, his striking and his wrestling, he could be a decent light heavyweight, but he's not doing that.
Yeah, the guy's not athletic enough.
Yeah, well, he's at light heavyweight. Not many guys are super fast, and quick, and whatnot, anyways, unless you're champ. The goat. I mean, sorry, John Jones, the goat.
Hmm.
Stefan Struve, the skyscraper, making his return.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a 3-fight losing streak, so he's on the last fight of his contract, so he's this is gonna be a bit interesting. Fighting a guy who's fought as low as middleweight, I think.
Interesting.
Let me have a look. He has fought at 210, 209, yeah, middleweight, heavyweight, light heavyweight. He's fought everywhere. So, yes. Hopefully Stefan Struve gets a win, because he kind of needs it. Anyways, let's talk about the main event. Do you want to give your opinion on that?
Yep. As you know, I just put down $50 on Blachowicz against Santos for one simple reason. Can you guess what it is?
More well-rounded. He can probably go 5 rounds better than Santos.
That's true. One thing, Jan has a chin. He's never been stopped. Never been stopped by, like knockout or TKO. Never been stopped. So I'm like, well, like you said, Santos gets tired. Jan survives. He stops Santos.
I just want to. You said, as I said, Santos. I never said Santos gets tired. I just said he doesn't have a style for 5 rounds. I've seen him go hard, like stupidly hard for 3 rounds, and not get tired. But I'm just saying that style that he has, it doesn't strike me as a 5-round type of style.
No.
But I have seen him go super hard for 3 rounds, and he does, yeah, like. I guess Eric Anders, by the end of the 3rd round, he did look pretty fucked, but Eric Anders went at a slower pace than Thiago Santos. And Eric Anders could barely move. He collapsed at the end of that 3rd round. And there was still a 4th round to go, but he couldn't get up. He couldn't walk over to his stool. He kept on collapsing. Yet, Thiago Santos, he got up, ready to go, and when he realized the fight's over, he jumped on top of the cage and started screaming like an animal. So it's like, well, maybe he can go 5 rounds doing that pace. I don't think he can. It doesn't make sense to me that he can. Either way, he's going to go at the same pace as he does every fight. He's going to go nuts at Jan Blachowicz.
Absolutely. It's going to be an exciting one.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. He hasn't been stopped, has he? Oh, wait, he's been stopped via Kimura, but never... Oh, he's been stopped via TKO against Sokoju.
What happened there?
It says retirement, so he must have quit. I guess it wasn't a TKO.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, yeah, it's just decision against Jimmy Manor. I mean, if Jimmy Manor can beat you, he's probably beating you via striking. So, yeah, if he can handle those punches. Corey Anderson, Gustafsson, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Santos just because I really want to see Santos win. He's so goddamn exciting right now, man.
What's his name stop him?
Sorry?
David Branch?
Yeah, at middleweight. So, you've seen the size of this dude, yeah? He's bigger. He's been bigger than all the guys that he's fought. He looked twice the size of Jimmy Manor, and Jimmy Manor was supposed to be a pretty big light heavyweight. And he looked like double the size of Jimmy Manor. His legs were twice as... It made Manor look like he had the legs of John Jones. That's what it looked like. He's a thick motherfucker, man. So I reckon that weight cut to middleweight was kind of just a little bit silly on him, because he got knocked out by Mousasi as well. got choked by Eric Spicely. Yeah. Oh, well, when he fought Luke, the guy that fought at the last card. He fought him
Uh,
at middleweight.
yeah. I reckon he looked at what's his name? What's his name? That guy fighting John Jones?
Smith.
Yeah. I reckon he looked at Smith thing while at light heavy and he's like, I fucked that guy up and decided to go on a go.
It was kind of weird because he kind of went to light heavyweight by accident because he was just taking a fight on short notice against Jimmy Manuwa. Because Jimmy Manuwa was supposed to fight what's his name? No Time. He's got no time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Vulcan.
That's it.
A rematch.
Yeah, rematch.
Yeah, Vulcan already knocked out Jimmy.
Oh, maybe it wasn't him then. No. Okay, no. It was Teixeira. Teixeira was meant to fight Jimmy Manuwa.
Oh, okay.
Teixeira got injured about 2 weeks before the fight. Then Santos was like, call me up, I'll fight him. And then Jimmy Manuwa got injured like a couple days before the fight. So Eric Anders ended up getting put into the fight as the main event. And it was a killer main event. And then he beat him. And then he went and got the rematch with Jimmy Manuwa. And after he knocked him out, it's like, okay, well, maybe this guy is a contender. So, yeah. One thing I want to quickly say on Santos. This guy has fought, so from February of 2018 through December of 2018, he fought 5 times. And before that, he fought 3 times in 2017, 3 times in 2016, 3 times in 2015. He's had a killer schedule. Like, that's ridiculous.
Good on him.
So he lost in April of last year against Branch, and yet somehow made a comeback with a 3-fight win streak. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, one thing to look out in this fight that I noticed, because I went through a few of his fights. When he fights in Southpaw, he throws almost specifically punches. When he switches over to Orthodox, he throws almost only kicks. It's really weird.
That is weird.
He does a lot of stance switching, but it's like, if he's in one particular stance, he will throw only one particular part of his arsenal. So if he's southpaw, he's gonna box. But he doesn't box. He just fucking throws crazy fucking punches. Like, you watch, there's no like nice movement to it. It's just fuck you, I'm gonna knock you out type of shit. Then he switches to orthodox and he throws these crazy kicks. So
I'd love to watch Santos and Paulo Costa. That's a good fight.
Oh man, I don't want to see Santos go back down to middleweight though, because it seems like he can't really take a punch that well at middleweight. Yet, like, he went up against Manuwa and took Manuwa's best shots and just kept on slugging back. So yeah, but watch out for that in that. Like, if you watch the fight this weekend, watch out for that stance switching if it goes that long, because you never know. Maybe Blachowicz might take him down and maul him, or maybe the fight ends really quickly with a knockout from Santos. But if you get the chance, watch the stance switching. Like, I know in his last 2 fights, that's pretty much what happened consistently against Eric Anders and Jimmy Manuwa. In his fight with Anthony Smith, it was a little bit like that, but not as much. So it's kind of like he's just kind of changed his style now. Yeah, bit weird. Cool though, because like, well, now I know what he's gonna do. So he's here, he's gonna do this. When he's there, he's gonna do this.
Well, for my sake, to make $50, Santos loses.
Well, that's a smart bet, but you know me, I never make the smart bet, and I like the underdog, so I'm going for Santos.
What do you mean underdog? I'm pretty sure it's 50-50 right now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 50-50.
Why are you putting money on it then? Can you even make money on 50-50?
Yeah, you put $1 in, you get $1.90 back.
Fair enough. Okay then. Check and see if he actually is the underdog, because I'm pretty sure if it is 50-50. Because last I heard, Jan was the heavy favorite.
Nah, mate, no. If anything, it's been 50-50. Pretty sure. I've been looking at it, analyzing, be like, where can I lose money?
Where can I lose money? You love your bets, man. Actually, tell the people out there the bets you've made on why for this weekend.
Okay. let's take a look. I I've put in $150 for this weekend. Oh, about that, yeah. I put up $50 on Reyes, and the reason why I did that is because I think not many people can outgun Reyes, and I don't think his opponent, Hadzovic, is going to outgun him. I think it's going to be a slugfest, but I think Reyes will come on top. Main event, same thing. It's going to be a slugfest, but Jan has never been knocked out, so Santos has been. So I'll be like, well, it's going to be a slugfest. One man hasn't been knocked out. One man has. See how it goes. And Gillian Robertson is fighting. What was her name again? Veronica. Gillian is a wrestler, and Veronica fought Andrea Lee, KBG, I think. And Andrea Lee is a striker and a average wrestler or bad wrestler, and she took Veronica down 3 times on like 5 attempts. So I'm like, well, this wrestler's gonna destroy this person because she's just gonna take her down at will. It's because the other person does not have a takedown game, like no takedown defense. So, safe bet to me.
Fair enough. Well, there we go. That's some serious bets. So how much do you expect to make if you're 100% correct on all your bets?
Oh, if I'm 100% correct on my bets, I reckon $100.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's right. It's like half a day's work.
Yeah.
Happy with it.
I just
But
forgot that I've got all these. I set up all these graphics for the fights that we're talking about, and I didn't show any of them throughout the podcast.
That's fine.
I'm showing them now. Useless time to show them.
Show the one with Cain going hands down.
I'll see if I can do that. All right, give me a sec. Pull that up. All right. Oop. All right. Go back a tad. Oh, yeah, it's working.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's go back. So look at that. So he's ducking under punches that aren't coming over his head. He puts his head down, his hands behind his back, and goes to move forward to initiate a clinch, while Ngannou's got that right hand cocked, ready to throw an uppercut. Now it looks like he's not throwing a big, powerful uppercut, but it doesn't have to be a powerful uppercut when you're a guy that size and you're moving into the punch. And as you can see, moves forward, and then clip. See his head pop back, go back, clip, bang. He's not putting his head up to move away from the punch. He's actually getting hit. So there you go. Oh, his head moves back pretty fast. So the punch had a bit of pop on it, and it immediately sees. Look at his arms as well. His arms completely just drop. So he's not only is his whole body dropping, but he's not even grabbing a hold of Ngannou to hold himself up. His whole body just drops. Look at that. He's completely, he's dead weight, and then obviously the knee injury comes back too, and he starts moving. And oh jeez, Ngannou coming down with those hammer fists to the chin. Oh, scary dude. Anyways, so yeah, that was nasty. There we go. So, Dan, you didn't get to see that unfortunately, but if you go back and watch the video, you'll be able to see it. So, that'll get us a view as well if you watch. You realize that's a view. It's at 34 minutes and 30 seconds of this video. So, go back, have a look. Actually, no, that's now. So, go back 10 seconds from that. Go back to 34 minutes and 30 seconds. You'll see it. Anyways, I say we call it. That's been a good video. But don't worry, we're definitely going to come back and we'll talk about GSP. But we need Peter because, as Dan elaborated on earlier, he's the biggest GSP nut hugger that we know. So if he's not talking about him, then really we don't have any rights to talk about him. So, yeah. Do you have anything more to say, young Dan?
I would like to thank our sponsors, Scammer Gym, Team Takedown, Aussie Pet Doors. I would like to thank our host, Kris Bello, for all his hard work. So thank you, Kris. We love you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. And I appreciate you always coming on with me and doing these chats. Really
I
do.
love it.
It's always fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
I guess we should also say, if you like these videos, or even if you don't, just press like, share, and subscribe just to help us out. I mean, hell, press dislike. I don't give a fuck. Show us some kind of love or dislove. You can find us on, obviously, YouTube, because that's probably what you're watching this on. There's no other way to watch it, because I'm not putting it anywhere else now. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're kind of on Twitch, but I haven't posted anything up, because as I said, no one's watching it on Twitch, so why am I bothering to put it up there? It takes me a while to upload it. There's no point. What else are we on? Is that it? If we're missing anything, we need to go on anything else, drop us a comment, be like, bro, do this. And I'll be like, bro, okay. And that'll be the conversation. So, yeah. Thanks a bunch. Peace out. Love you, Handsome Dan Park, and I'll see you tomorrow for wrestling.
I'll see you then, bud.
Sounds good.